Introducing Kingsley Godwin is an accomplished development professional with over 12 years of cross-sector experience spanning the non-profit, private, and technology sectors. He currently leads strategic policy, advocacy, and research as the program manager of the Nigerian Impact Investing Research Industry Collaborators at the Impact Investors Foundation. He has held high-level positions, including Nigeria Country Manager at Impact Market and Regional Program Manager at the West African Civil Society Forum. In his role at Ventures Park as Programs and Partnership Manager, he collaborated with government agencies and development partners to drive economic development and empowerment. He is a tech entrepreneur and founder with specific experience developing AI solutions and automotive technology. His commitment to financial inclusion for underserved communities at Impact Market has received global recognition. He is an alumnus of prestigious programs including the Global Shapers Community and the Young African Leaders Initiatives Regional Leadership Center. Expert in strengthening research and innovation ecosystems through policy advocacy and capacity building. Extensive experience in promoting governance, financial inclusion, and empowerment for youth and women. Skilled at navigating complex collaborations between the private sector, government agencies, and international government partners. Deep technical knowledge in AI-driven solutions and tech entrepreneurship. Please make welcome Kingsley Godwin.
Breaking boundaries. That's the topic I've been given to discuss today. Breaking boundaries, cultivating innovation for global leadership. In the past 10 years, there has been a lot of disruption in our world, which made it to be known as a decade of disruption. Some other people call it a decade of technology disruption. Not in a bad way, but in a very, very good way. But let me hear from you. I want to hear from you. What has changed within the last 10 years in your view? Like I said, this is going to be very interactive, so I want you to use the chat box to share your thoughts. What has changed in your view within in the past 10 years? What have you observed that has changed in our world? If you want to speak, feel free to put up your hand. If you want to speak, but if you want to use the chat box, you can still go ahead and do that. But please feel free to speak, put up your hand and speak if you want to speak. So we're having an interactive session. So I want to hear from you. Within the past 10 years, what major disruption have you seen happen in our world? Who wants to go first? If nobody's putting up their hands, then I'm going to nominate. I can see on my screen facing me directly, Jemima Araromi. Jemima, do you want to share with us one thing that you think has changed within the past 10 years, within the last 10 years? Can you hear me, Jemima? Are you there? Okay, great.
I
Go
can.
ahead, Jemima.
Yeah.
Just one. Just mention one.
We talk about the workspace. The remote option is now more in vogue than, on-site work. That's what I can say has changed. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. So the world of work has changed. Okay. A lot has changed, sir, but technology with AI becoming the mainstream. Awesome. That's great. Amazing. Thank you, Victoria, for that contribution. Who else wants to share with us just the thought on what they think have changed within the last 10 years? Becky? Becky, can you hear me? Just two people.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening, Becky.
So in the last 10 years, workspace in Nigeria has learned to work with global standards.
I didn't get that, sorry.
workspace in Nigeria has learned to work with global standards.
Okay, awesome. Okay, great. The workspace in Nigeria has changed to meet up with global standards. Yeah, that's true.
Good evening.
Ijeoma, do you want to speak to that? Okay, go ahead.
Yes, I would say within the past 10 years, there's been a lot of incorporation of software tools in the workspace rather than manual and all of that. They begin to incorporate software tools to aid in job responsibilities and so on and so forth.
Absolutely. Okay, that's great. Thank you for that contribution. Yeah, so you agree with me that within the last 10 years, a whole lot has changed in our world. There's been a lot of disruption in our world. Just to give you a few samples, which you may be aware of. How many of you here remember BlackBerry phone? How many of you here remember BlackBerry? You can use the reaction button as we talk, as we go ahead to have this conversation. If you remember BlackBerry phone, give me a thumb up. How many of you use the BlackBerry phone? Okay, is there anybody in the room who is still using a BlackBerry phone here today? I doubt if there's anyone who is using a BlackBerry phone. Is there anybody in the room who is using a Nokia phone here today? Can I see your hand? You're using a Nokia phone. Oh, nobody's using the Nokia phone. But it would amaze you to know that within the last 10 years, BlackBerry and Nokia was one of the amazing, fantastic, phones that we have. One of the smartphones that we had that was very mainstream. In fact, if you're not using a Nokia phone, it was as though you are missing out on something great. It was one of the most amazing phones that we had that was all over the place. And then BlackBerry came with all its booze. But then something happened. As the technologies were changing, as softwares were changing in the smartphone world, these two companies refused to adapt to change. As innovation was happening across the world, with the Android technology coming in place, Nokia felt that, oh, we're doing great. There's nothing much that I need to do. I could just relax. We're on top of the markets. We have the highest market share. So they didn't see a reason to change. And then BlackBerry also didn't see a reason to change. Now, just within a couple of years after the Android technology came on board, the massive disruption that happened in the phone marketplace kicked out these two companies out of the marketplace. That's what happens when technology is changing. We are living in a constant changing world with so many things that are changing. And you cannot be the one that is affording to be the same. So let's go on quickly with our slides. Let's look at some of the things that has changed, excuse me, within the last decades. The first one we have the smartphones, and now we have the 5G revolution. How many of you remember when we used to use 2G? I don't know if some of you remember when we used to use 2G for to go. How many of you were on to go in the past? You're on to go. How many of you know to go? Okay. That you are a Gen Z and you're a late Gen Z. Because if you were acquainted with to go, that was one of the bustling social media back then. Like it's like the Facebook of then, you'd be on to go platform, you could communicate with your friends, you could communicate with your families, your colleagues, and all that. It was like the go-to social media space. But then that has changed. That has gone with the disruption. With the disruption of new apps, new chatting apps like Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, now X, all of that has faded away within just the past 10 years. You can imagine that. And then also, we are currently functioning in a global marketplace where we have remote work as one of the key forms of working today. That was not something that was known in the past, but since the COVID-19 pandemic, a lot has changed. In fact, the owner of Zoom, the person who has Zoom, who founded Zoom as a company, his company became prominent as a result of the 2020 COVID-19 pandemic. As a result of the 2019 COVID-19 pandemic, but his company became prominent in 2020. And for so many years, the guy had struggled to make his platform mainstream platform. He has tried to sell the ideas, to several investors, trying to let them know that, oh, we could be having meetings like this, just like we're having on Google Meet. We could be having meetings on Zoom like this. But it was so bleak. Many people could not catch it. Many people could not, they couldn't understand it. Just like the way we're talking about artificial intelligence now, augmented reality, the Internet of Things. And many people don't understand all of these concepts. And many people are just sitting down and being lackadaisical about all of this amazing innovation that is happening in our world. What about digital entrepreneurship? That is something that never existed as mainstream before. But now we have major companies that has gone into digital commerce, and are doing very well. Trade has become so easy. It has become so easy to carry out trade and transactional borders across various countries at the same time. So all of these changes are happening with blockchain technology. Blockchain technology became mainstream somewhere around 2011. Oh, NEPA has done it, so permit me to just go off until they bring the light. Blockchain technology became mainstream in 2011, and many people also never took it seriously until the boost began to happen somewhere around 2017, 2018. Many people even came late into blockchain from 2021. Even myself, I came in late into blockchain. I got into blockchain, got learning about blockchain technology and cryptocurrencies just somewhere around 2019 to 2020. But, even as at today, some of you are still not very much acquainted with blockchain technology. So when you hear people talking about cryptocurrency, when you hear people talking about blockchain technology and how that people are talking about stable coins and all of those various kind of coins that you hear, you just think it's something that is still very far-fetched. But yet, these are things that are turning ordinary people into multi-millionaires in our world today. These are technologies that are turning people into mainstream personalities in our world today. What about artificial intelligence? Oh, there was a time where you had to crack your head to draft a concept note. You had to crack your head to write a letter. Now you can submit about 10 CVs in a day with 10 cover letters, because quickly with artificial intelligence and AI platforms, you could quickly write out your cover letters and write out your concept notes. So all of this technology has made things very easy. The Internet of Things. Oh, that one may even be standing so strange for you people. Some of you, you're wondering, what is the Internet of Things? The Internet of Things is the upcoming technology, the emerging technology that seeks to connect every other technology together, including your body as a technology. Anyway, that's a very, very deep topic, which I will not want to go into the depth of it. But now also we have electric cars. How many of you have noticed that just within the last 3 months, the prices of cars are coming down? The prices of cars are coming down. Why? Because there has been an inflow of electric cars into our economy, into our markets. So just last year, the prices of car was way up than it currently is. But right now, there's just been it just seems like the prices of car going down. And then also the government is also doing some kind of tariffs in policy that has brought down the prices of cars in the marketplace. So all of this, and then augmented reality, so all of this amazing address, put that address, put the dates or the contact number 00. Everything he said was just through voice. And then he generated the flyer. The flyer was generated, not the flyer, what he wanted to print. I think it was like a design bag was generated. The image of it was generated for him within just a couple of split seconds. He didn't need to contact a graphic designer. Time had been saved, money has been saved, So graphic designers are going into extinctions. Now you see many people using AI flyers to do their branding, and they will get better at it. They'll get better at it. They'll get better at it. For the past couple of years, for most of the things that I do, I don't even need a graphic designer because I know how to use some of all of these technologies to even design great flyers. And you would not even tell that it's from AI. You wouldn't even tell, like what you find mostly on, maybe for people who don't even know how to use the prompts and all of that. Now we see people taking great pictures, great photos. And sometimes you will never even be able to detect that these are great images. It just tells you that photographers, graphic designer, and some other jobs that you may not be thinking of right now, they are going extinct. In the next couple of years, they'll be extinct. They'll be extremely extinct. So now is the time to begin to think, how do I fit into all of this that is happening? Sorry? Okay. Maybe that was a disruption also. The person also wanted to disrupt. So let's go on. So the world is changing. The world is changing faster than ever before, faster than ever before. And the question is not whether change is coming. The question is whether you are prepared to lead in it. How are you preparing yourself to lead in our ever-changing world? How are you preparing yourself? How are you preparing yourself to lead in the fast-changing world with so many things changing at the same time? And if you are not careful, you'll be so much left behind that before you look back, several other people who are taking their time now to develop themselves, to build themselves on all of this technology, will have moved way ahead of you. So that brings us to our topic, which we'll be exploring today, global leadership. So what is global leadership? Global leadership is the ability to influence, solve problems, and create value beyond borders. The ability to what? To influence, solve problems, and create value beyond borders. Some of you are solving problems right now, but the problems you're solving are just local problems. But how can you take that solution, that idea beyond borders, beyond Ogbomosho, beyond Ekiti State, beyond Lagos State, beyond Kano State? How can you take that, your idea, to become a global idea? That's what we're talking about. What do you need to do differently? What do you need to change to make something out of even something that's already existing? That's what we're going to be exploring today. So let's go on. Global leadership is not determined, sorry, permit me, that was an error there. Global leadership is not determined by where you live. It's not determined by where you live. David Limor said something here. He says global leadership is not about geography. It's about having the dynamic agility to lead anyone, anywhere. So it's not about where you live. It's not about your geography. It's not about where you currently are. It's not about that small place where you currently are, and you think that the world revolves around where you are. No, the world does not revolve around where you are. We're in a global world full of opportunities. How are you harnessing the global opportunities that are out there? So, global leadership is not determined by where you live. It's not determined by your geography. It is determined by how you think. That's number one. Number two, it is determined by the value you are able to create. The value you are able to create. What value are you creating in your world? Some of you, the reason you are broke is because you are not creating any value. Money and currencies go in the direction of those who are creating value. It's because you're not creating any value. You're always looking at where to get something from, who to give to you. Nothing is coming out of you. Nothing is coming out of you. Nothing valuable is coming out of you. Nothing tangible is coming out of you. It is determined by the people you are able to influence. Who are you influencing? Who are you influencing? Who are you influencing? You must be able to influence people in your scope of in your sphere of contact. People in your world, you must be able to influence people. And then also it is determined by the problems you are able to solve. Most importantly, by the problems you are able to solve. What problems are you solving? There are two types of people in this world. There are those, in fact, not two, there are actually about 3 kinds of people. There are those who make things happen. They are the problem solvers. They are the ones that knows how to solve problems. They are those that watch things happen. They are the spectators. They are the ones looking at those, cheering on those. You know, when you go to a football, when you go to and watch a football match, Arsenal versus Barcelona, some of you are fans of all these clubs. You have all of those times to go to, oh, yeah. It's good. Come on, there's nothing wrong about it. But you see, for the next couple of hours, you're right there cheering on the main players in the game. When are you going to become the main player in your own game of life? When will you become the main player in your own game of life? So what problems are you solving? What problems are you solving? And then the third set of people are those who don't even know what is happening. They only know after it has been announced that this thing has happened. So they don't even know. They're not aware of what is going on in their world. They're not aware of what is going on in their environment. They are lost. So which are you? Which group are you? Which group are you? Something that you must ask yourself, which group are you? Am I creating value? Am I solving problems? Am I influencing people? If you are going to be rich, very rich and influential, then these 3 things, these 4 key things are so important. How you think, your mindset, the conditioning of your mind, the programming of your thoughts, the kind of thoughts you allow. Are you the kind of person that thinks about failing all the time? All you can think about is, oh, if I start this, it will not work. You have conditioned your mind with the thoughts of failure. And the Bible says, as a man thinks in his heart, so is he. As a man thinks in his heart, so is he. Yeah. So your thoughts. But God does not want you to be limited by demeaning thoughts. The Bible says in Romans chapter 12 from verse 2, he said, and be not conformed to this world, but be you transformed by the renewing of your mind. By the renewing of your mind. New thoughts, new ideas, new strategies. Your mind is like an engine room generating data. Data that you use to transform the world. So how do you think? The value you create, what value are you creating? What value are you creating? You may just be working somewhere for now. But even in that place where you're working, what value are you adding? What value are you adding? I know we're Christians. Just because you're a Christian does not mean that you should not be adding value to your world. In fact, the Bible says you shall be the head and not the tail. So you should be the one adding value in your workplace. When they are looking for solutions, they should look at you. They should look at you. The people you are influencing. The younger generation coming after you. How are you influencing them? How is your lifestyle influencing them? The problems you are solving. What problems are you solving? So let's go on quickly. So have that as a thought. So the first thing and the first step to cultivating your mindset for global leadership is to develop a global mindset for breaking boundaries. And the first step there is to think bigger. Think big thoughts. Think big thoughts. Think about solving local problems. From local problems, you can go to global solutions. The second one is to stay curious. Be curious. Have a mindset that you're always open to learning. Learn, unlearn, and relearn. That should be your lifestyle. You have to learn how to learn, unlearn, and then relearn. Because some of the things you know now, within the next couple of years, they won't be able to help you. They won't be able to help you. So you need to cascade those old thoughts. You need to delete some old files and install new ones. And then also embrace diversity. The world is a small global village. Embrace diversity. If you are thinking about going global, one of the things that they are looking out for in your personality, in your traits, is if you are able to embrace diversity, embrace diverse culture. And when I mean embrace here, I'm talking about respect and tolerance for diverse culture. I don't mean that, oh no, you're a Yoruba man or you're a Igbo man, and then now you now say you are now from South Africa. Or no, that's not what I'm talking about. You're now from what's they call it? Zulu, Zulu, or from any other place, you know. But it means that you have a culture that respects others. And as you grow, you're able to include others. You're able to carry others along. You're able to tap into the different perspectives of others. That's what it means to embrace diversity. You're able to work with others from across different time zones. Those are the things that would open you up to global opportunities, which will come to. So embrace diversity. Embrace diversity. If you're applying for some of these international scholarships, opportunities, one of the things we'll ask you is for you to be able to prove how you've been able to work with diverse teams, how you've been able to work with people from different background, different religion, different ethnicity. So you have to learn to embrace diversity. And then also, as you build and you are thinking of expanding global, there is no way you would not think of embracing diversity, except you want to remain small. Except that thing that you are building, you just want it to be within the confines of your locality. And then finally here, think systems, system thinking. Understand that everything connects. Everything connects. Everything connects. And the more you can build systems, the more you can build structures, the better for you. Whether you're going to be going in the career direction or you're going to be going in the entrepreneur direction, whatever one you choose, but you have to be a system thinking person. You have to know how to work with people. You have to know how to work with teams. You have to know how to set up structures. I used to run several businesses in the past that had suffered loss because of lack of proper structures. One of the reasons your business may be struggling is because of lack of structures. You can't do everything alone. You can't do everything by yourself. With a proper structure, you will attract the right people. You know, people who are disorganized do not like structures. So they can't stay in the place where that is structured. Before long, they will take off because they are disorganized. So it's not in them. So, but as a leader, as a forward-thinking leader, you have to what? Learn to build systems that would help you to thrive in our ever-changing world. Let's go on. And then, so importantly for you to note that as you grow as a leader, there are different levels of leadership growth. And according to John C. Maxwell, there are 5 levels. The first one is the level 1, which is called the positional level. In other words, the right level. And at that level, people follow you because they have to, because you have a position. You join the organization or you started your own organization and You have embraced the title of CEO and executive director. And now people are going to follow you because, oh, this guy has a position, he has an office, and everybody looks at that position, that title, from a high level because of how it is started in society for you to be called a CEO or an executive director. So people will follow you because they have to. But it's just a matter of time. That will not suffice for long. You will have to prove yourself beyond positional level, beyond the positional level. You have to prove yourself. You have to take your leadership a little more further, and then you begin to build relationships, which takes you to the next level, the permissive level, the permission level. At this level, you are building relationships. People now follow you because they want to. People will follow you because they want to, because of how you've been able to show them that you care. Somebody said something very correct. It says people don't care how much you know, but they care about how much you care. People don't really care about how much you know, but about how much you care. So you build relationships. As you are growing in your leadership, now people are getting attracted to you. Maybe you have some kind of charisma, some aura that people are attracted to. But they may be attracted to you because of your position, but it's not going to keep them to keep following you. So you have to move and transcend beyond that level to the permissive level where you're building one-on-one relationship. For some of them, they will come in and you have to mentor them. For some of them, you have to kind of provide some support for them at that initial growth stage. You're helping them to stand. That is one of the call for leadership. Yes, that is it. It's part of it. You have to help them to stand. Some of them, sometimes you even have to support them financially at that initial stage. Support them with your ideas, support them with vision, provide them encouragement, help them to sharpen their vision, recommend them to opportunities. So as a result of doing that, you are building relationship with them. So they are following you because of the kind of relationship that you have built for them and that you've built with them. And then the third level is the production level, which is also known as the result level. People follow you because of what you have done for the organization. Results, your results will begin to speak for itself. Your results will speak for itself. So because of your results, you command certain level of respect. So people will follow you because of the results that you have. But even at that, it's not enough. Even at that, it's not enough. So the next level is the people development, reproduction. People follow you because of what you have done for them. But this time around, I would like to put it this way. People follow you because of you have reproduced yourself in them. You've reproduced yourself in them. It's called the law of reproduction. If you've read the 21 Irrefutable Law of Leadership by John C. Maxwell, it's one of those laws. It's the law of reproducing yourself in people. There's so much that you can do alone. So you have to replicate. You have to reproduce yourself in people. Even the disciples of Jesus, they said, this man has been with Jesus. Buying from their countenance, they could tell. Are we together? The final one there is the pinnacle, the fifth level, the pinnacle. The pinnacle level. And at that level, people follow you because of who you are and what you represent. You have become a brand, a household name. A name that is recognized. So people follow you because of what you represent. Because of what you represent, because of the kind of legacy, the kind of impact that you have made. So never find yourself in a position where you're trying to force people to follow you. For the mere fact that you're trying to force them to follow you means that you need to do more work on your various leadership levels. Leadership cannot be forced. Cannot be forced. People can only buy into your leadership when they see these various levels of leadership replicated in your life. Are we together? Come on, can somebody answer me and let us know that we are still on together?
Yes, sir. We are
Yes,
together.
sir, we are together.
All right, so let me pause here for now. And does anyone have any thoughts, any questions to talk? Or let me go on because of time. I know I had 40 minutes and there's still much more. So let me just go on. We'll take all the questions much later. All right. Now let's look at the pathway to global leadership. The first pathway we're looking at is the innovation/entrepreneurial pathway. So this pathway simply means that you are deciding to become an innovator or an entrepreneur, as the case may be. So what does that mean? It means that on your journey to global leadership, you are going to be releasing an amazing product or service to the world. So, and to do that, the first thing that must happen is that you have to identify a problem. You have to identify real challenges that are worth solving, real problems. The extent to which you can solve real problems is the extent to which people would ascribe to your leadership influence. So before you launch that idea, ask yourself, is this really going to be a game changer? Oftentimes we have many ideas. When I was growing up, I had many, and today, let me tell you the truth, let me just give you one of my weaknesses. One of my weaknesses is that I struggle with too much ideas. Too much ideas. When I was growing up, I had so many ideas. In fact, I had a book called A Book of Ideas. Book of Ideas. As they were coming in, I was just writing them. So I had lots of ideas. It could become a problem at a point, you know. But the truth is, think about finding one idea, one problem that you know that if you can solve this problem, it will have massive impact across the world. If you can identify that problem and commit yourself to finding, which takes us to the next one, the solutions. Finding the solutions for that problem, then you're on your way to global leadership. Look at some of the people in our world today, some of the young people that have solved some of the key problems that we have in regards to fintech. Young guys, now today they are multi-billionaires in US dollars. You know, some of them, the founder of Flutterwave, Paystack, MoneyPoint, you know, solving real problems that cuts across the nation and also can be replicated across other nations. That's what we're talking about. So what real problem can you solve? Starting from your local community, and then you expand it to maybe your region, and then to the nation, and then maybe to the sub-region, like the West African region, and then maybe even further to the continent, like the African region, and from there to the world. What real problems can you solve? How can you become innovative and create scalable and sustainable solutions to the challenges, to the various challenges that mankind is having? So the problem is, a lot of people do not want to do the real work of solving problems. They don't want to do the real work of solving problems because solving problems is such a big deal. But if you stay at it and find a solution that is working, trust me, solutions are hanging on the air waiting for problem solvers. The solutions are actually not far-fetched. They're just looking for those who are really, really resilient, determined, persistent, And with time, you crack the code. You crack the code. This is what is missing. This is what is missing. This is what we must do to end cancer. This is what we must do to end high blood pressure, something, whatever it is. You have done your research and now you've come up with an amazing solution. After that, the next thing is to what? People. Because you need people. Who are the people that could help you to build? Who are the talents that you can attract and build a strong team? So problem plus solutions plus people will now lead to something called purpose. Now you guys now have a purpose. And you are leading with a clear purpose that gives lives a meaning, that can make lasting impact. Purpose. And then they are keying into that vision. Everybody's seeing the solution and saying, wow, this thing is really working. This thing is really solving the challenges of ordinary people in rural communities, in urban communities. So before you know, people are attracted to your solution. They want to invest in it. They want to have a share of it. So that is how you must think. And then what happens? Partnerships begins to form. Collaborations across boundaries to create and amplify impact. All that put together, problems plus solutions plus people plus purpose plus partnership will lead you to your way for global impact. Well, it begins with what problem are you willing to identify and to solve? I'm not talking about what good idea you think is coming in your mind. Ideas are good, but identifying a real problem is better. Some ideas are just going to waste your time. Some ideas are just going to waste your time. So identify a real problem. When I take people on, I don't want to go because it's more like a leadership because I don't want to diversify into that. But sometimes when I teach on business strategy, one of the things I tell people about is identifying the industry that you want to function in, identifying the market and industry. And that is so very important. That is so very, very important. Some people are doing a business that they have no business doing. I'll say that again, in case you didn't get it. Some people are doing a business that they have no business doing. So what does that simply mean? It simply means that the time, the energy, the resources that you would have channeled in an alternative place, you have channeled it into something that is not productive. There are high growth industries. There are high growth sectors. And there are many problems in those sectors that are yet to be solved. If you would channel your energy, your resources to some of these sectors, within a couple of years, you'll be soaring. But again, like I said, that's a topic for another day. So, but this is one of the pathways to global leadership, the innovation/entrepreneurial pathway. So, some of you here may just want to take that pathway. You're not very good with working with somebody. You know, you want to build your own something, your own stuffs, you know, and this is the path that you have chosen. It's a noble thing to do. Go for it. Give it your A game. Give it your 100% shot. Go for it. The second pathway is the career pathway. And in this career pathway, there are several things you need to understand. There are several things you need to understand. Not just before I go into the career pathway, just to also mention that you may even be on the career pathway and yet you can transition to the innovation/entrepreneur pathway. You can transition. Don't think you cannot transition. You can transition. Some people even transition from the innovation and entrepreneur pathway into the career, back to the career pathway. So maybe you've tried all you could. You've tried all you could. You are trying to set up the organization. It's not working. Bro, go and get a job if you have to. Go in the career pathway if you have to. And the truth is that you can still reach the highest level of global leadership, whether you are going through the innovation and entrepreneurship pathway or you are going through the career pathway. It all depends on what is your strategic plan. It all depends on what your strategic plan is. There are people who are very accomplished and are global leaders today. And that is because they went in the career pathway. So don't think that the only pathway is, oh, you must become an entrepreneur. So just in case you are on that pathway, the innovative and entrepreneur pathway, and you're having challenges, you've tried all you can, all that you know, at least for 7 years. I always tell people, I said, the benchmark is for 7 years. 7 years at least. But then, who knows? It may just be after that 7 years. And that's why we tell people never give up. Yeah. So there's no, what am I trying to say? There's no one clear-cut way that will tell you that this is how it will happen. Anybody that tells you that this is a clear-cut path, that this is how it must be, is deceiving you. The things that make people succeed are on a case-by-case basis. For example, the Bible says time and chance happeneth to all. Time and chance. Some people are in a better position than you, not because they are smarter than you, not because they had worked harder than you. Sometimes it just happened that they found themselves at the right place at the right time. Time and chance happens to all. And this is why you must be on the outlook for opportunities. I'll give you an example. So I have an organization, and when I started building this organization, one of the things I started looking out for was opportunities, coalitions that we could join, because I had come to understand that look out for coalitions, organizations that are just starting, especially in terms of funding from donors. If you are able to join some of these coalitions when they are just starting, you will harness the opportunity when it is ripe and when the competition is not much. So that's what happened to some people. They were just at the nick of time when the funding came to them. So it was not because they did something better than you. No. Sometimes it just, sorry, a call is coming in. Oh, okay. I think I'm getting a notification that my time is, oh my goodness, I have 2 minutes left and there's still so much to say. So let's go on. Oh, please, you have to give me more time. Can I just get a little more time? There's still so much. There's just so much I wanted to pour out today, because this is what I love to do. I love to pour out to people everything I've learned, everything I've gained. So, well, let me just go ahead. So I said the next pathway is the pathway to career, the career pathway. And the first thing I would like to say is go in the direction of your strengths. If you are trying to build a career, go in the direction of your strengths. It doesn't matter that you have read medicine. If medicine is not your strength, go in the direction of your strength. Very, very important. What are those things that you are uniquely and naturally gifted to do? What interests you? What are you passionate about? Go in that direction. That is where you are most likely to excel. Number 2, get relevant education. Go to school. If you have not gone to school, don't say, school is not important. Get relevant education. Go to school. You know what school does? It helps you to sharpen your mind, to be able to analyze and process information. And the word of work is about processing information. But don't stop there. Expand your horizon. Gain more knowledge. Then number 3, build a career path and a professional profile. Do your research about the industry or sector you like to work in and build a career path / profile that aligns. I wish I could spend more time talking about, but I have limited time. Number 4, embrace personal and professional development. Take courses, attend trainings, workshops, seminars, conferences, develop your skills, improve your capacity, and aspire to know more beyond what you have been taught in school. So take courses, online courses. Nobody cares if it was an online course you took. Take courses. Are we together? Take courses. There are a lot of free online courses. Enroll for them and take them. Put them in your CV. Nobody's going to ask you, was it an online course or a physical course? No. Nobody cares. The world has gone global. Gain experience. Gain experience. The number one thing employers are looking for is experience. Most organizations are looking for people with valuable experience. So the question is, how can you even gain experience if you don't have a job yet? Let's say you're just coming out of school. How can you gain experience? The first thing you want to think about is, can I volunteer? Become an intern. Can I have an internship opportunity? Can I get involved in the field of work? What do I mean by get involved in the field of work? For example, let me give an example. You went to school to study engineering, and after 4 years, you graduate and they gave you a certificate that you have studied engineering. What are you supposed to do? You have become an engineer. You are not waiting for somebody to employ you to become an engineer. So you start out something. That's what I'm talking about. And in developing that thing, you will gain experience. For example, the first organization I ever worked for was my own organization, and I put it in my CV. It became the experience that helped me to get my first job. Yes, you don't know. So start that organization. That thing that you want to go and do for somebody else and it's not forthcoming, start doing it for yourself. I started consulting even when I had not started taking any professional courses on consulting. I started training people on entrepreneurship. I started studying and getting knowledge and training and consulting until I now did all the professional certification afterwards. So that takes me to the 4 points. Become the expert. Become the expert. Begin to write as an expert. Begin to publish. Begin to speak as an expert in the field. Don't wait for anybody to certify you and say you are now an expert. No, you become. Work on being and not on having. Then number 6, build management and leadership skills. Global organizations are seeking for leaders. You need to learn how to lead and manage people and resources. And then you also need to learn how to communicate effectively. These are very fundamental skills. Number 7, set goals. In the next 5 to 10 years, where do you envision yourself? So having a career goal will help you to maintain focus and help you to avoid distractions. So these are very, very key things that you must take note of. Then also, you have to learn how to follow global trends. The world is changing. And as someone who is positioning himself for global leadership, you must also be following global trends. Follow emerging trends that are transforming industries and economies. Follow trends on artificial intelligence, climate and green economy, digital transformation, renewable energy, global health. Then number 2, leverage technology, AI tools, digital platforms. Now there are remote works everywhere. So don't be saying you don't have work. There are remote works. And some of those remote work even pay you way more than a job that is going to be you're going to be going to the office 9 to 5 for 5 days. Good. E-commerce, cloud computing. Then also follow global data and reports. You see, you have to think like a global citizen. If you want to go global, what report are you following? What bank report? When they publish reports, you just look at it and all this thing, I don't even know what they're talking about. No. IMF, World Economic Forum, United Nations, African Development Bank, OECD, and the rest of all these global organizations. Learn to go through their reports from time to time. What is happening? What is changing? Where is the money going? Follow where the money is going. Understand industry. Understand where trade is heading to. We're talking about Africa Free Continental, what do they call it again? That law for Africa being pushed by the African Union. What are you thinking about it? What are you going to do about it? How are you thinking of connecting your business to global trends? That's what we're talking about. Now let's talk about something very Japan. Is Japan necessary? I want to hear from you. How many of you are planning to Japan? How many of you here? If you are planning to Japan, just use the laugh reaction button because I'm on your toe right now. Yeah, some of you are okay. Yeah, I can see some people are being honest. Is it necessary? Do you have to travel out before you can become a global leader or before you can impact the globe? I don't have anything against Japan. Are we together? So don't think I have something against Japan. If you have the opportunity to Japan, good and fine. But you need to also understand that it's not just about Japan, it's about positioning yourself for global impact and relevance. Some people have Japan and they became worse than what they were in Nigeria. Some are out there already regretting. That may not be your case. So don't think I'm against Japan, but this is it. Some opportunities will require you to relocate. If those opportunities come, take advantage of them. For example, maybe you got a scholarship to go study, and then from there you have the opportunity to stay over there. Take advantage of it. You have somebody that's willing to sponsor you. Take advantage of it. As long as you have a global plan and a global vision. But then many no longer do as well. What if you don't have the resources? What if you don't have the resources to sponsor yourself? So what are you going to do differently? Global leadership is now possible even from Nigeria. You can begin to lead even from where you are. So most importantly, your value matters more than your location. Your value matters more than your location. If you are a person of value, anywhere you go, you will thrive. But if you don't have it inside you, if you like, go to Canada, go to US, a lizard in America is still a lizard. A lizard in Australia is still a lizard. Your value, the value that you're giving to the world, matters more than the location. So don't find yourself going to abroad to go and be watching Bom Bom. You see what I'm saying? You can go to abroad in a different way. I tell people, I say, by the time I'm going to be Japan, the opportunities will be waiting for me. They will be calling for me to come. I will not go and become a papa. I've had opportunities to Japan. I said, no, I'm not going. In 2015, I had opportunity for full sponsorship for someone that wanted to take me to the US. I said, I'm not going. Because I didn't have what it takes. And I'm preparing myself for something way bigger. Because by the time it comes, I'll become a global citizen. I can fly into any country I want and come back at any time I want without being restricted. So that's the way you must think. Not the one you are going to the US. You are afraid if they will renew your passport by the time you're coming back. No. That's because you're not a global citizen. You're not thinking globally. You have not made any impact that can make the world resonate with you. That when they goggle you up, you are a force to be reckoned with, and you cannot be denied anywhere. This is the way you must think. So let's go on. So quickly, here's a 90-day action plan that you must take. The first one is identify your strengths, passion, and career direction. The second one is read one book or research report every week. Complete at least one professional online course or certification every month. Update your CV, update your LinkedIn profile, and your professional portfolio. Next is, I think this, let me take this first. Your 90-day action plan, stay on that. Join at least one professional association or global community. Look out for professional association. Maybe you're a lawyer, you're an engineer, they have professional associations. You must join those associations. There are opportunities that will never come to you until you are in a certain groups. Some of the jobs that you're looking for, they only go through platforms, through networks. That's where they go through recommendations from the networks that you belong. Attend at least one conference, webinar, workshop, or networking event every month, at least one. Volunteer, intern, or contribute meaningfully to a project, even if you're not the one leading the project. You can volunteer. You can start from volunteering. I know many people that had volunteered with some of my organizations, and today they've gone global. They started out volunteering with me, and some of them even got better than opportunities than I did from volunteering with me. So don't think it's a waste of time. Then find a mentor or a career coach. And again, like I mentioned before, begin to publish your ideas. Begin to speak like an expert. Begin to write like an expert on the topic. Don't wait until anybody certifies you to become one. You're the one to prove that yourself you are that. Cultures and countries. Collaborate. Whatever it is that you're doing, if it can be replicated somewhere, ask for volunteers for them to do it for you somewhere else. You can think bigger than your locality. Solve a problem, a real problem in your community using innovative solution, and then measure your progress and set your goals for the next 12 months. All right, with a final thought, the leaders that will shape the future aren't the ones that who are playing it safe. If you're always trying to play it safe, you're trying not to lose that job, you're trying not to, don't try to play it safe. They are the ones who see boundaries others accept as fixed and ask, what if we step beyond this line? Are you willing to break your boundaries? Are you willing to step beyond your current line? If you are willing, I'll see you at the top. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you very much.
Let's get questions.
All right, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Please let's appreciate our speaker by clicking any of the favorite emoji. Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you. Please, is there anyone with question? You can please type it in the comment section. Do you have any question? Anybody?
Yeah, you can also just put your hands up quickly and speak as well. Any question?
Anybody?
Okay.
Okay.
No
Is there anyone? I have a question, sir. In case there is none. All right. So my question is, can breaking boundaries sometimes have negative consequences? Like, can it have negative consequences? Breaking boundaries, going beyond. Yeah.
Yes, of course, sure, definitely. From what I understand by breaking boundaries, it also means sometimes you have to break whatever is stopping you. And sometimes breaking boundaries will come with immediate challenges. For example, if you're a family man, breaking boundaries will mean that how do you want to transition from a job to becoming an entrepreneur? So that would definitely come with challenges, especially if you've not been able to establish a kind of cash flow, So that will come with challenges. Different challenges that you face in terms of the boundaries you want to break. Sometimes breaking boundaries even simply means having challenges with your family. Because sometimes they will not even believe in what you want to do. Your parents will ask, so this is what you want to do. This is what we sent you to school to do. Is this what we paid for you to go? We paid for, maybe for example, you studied medicine and now you're saying you want to go into content creation. You're breaking a boundary, boy. You're breaking a boundary. And they say, is this what we paid 7 years for you to go and study in school? Because they can't understand it. But for you, that is your boundary. And you must face that fear. If you feel that this is something that you must do, and you feel that you are gifted to do it, and you feel that you have the resources, the support, the network that you have envisioned will cause it to work. So anything that opposes that idea that you have, anything that opposes your vision is a boundary, and you must break it You must break it if you must move to the next level. Sometimes it's your fears. That's your fear of even transitioning from your current job to doing something that your soul is burning for. That your soul is burning for, from something that you're passionate about, and you're thinking about how you will survive, how you will thrive. That's the boundary. But you must break that fear. You must break out of that box for you to go to the next level. Because until you break out of certain things that restrain you, you will never move to the next level. Thank you. Does that answer the question?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Is there any other
Thank
question?
you, sir.
You're welcome. Do we have any other question?
Hi, everyone.
Okay, hi.
Yeah, this is Akachukwu Wobodo from Lagos. I joined a little bit late, but I really enjoyed the session. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Yeah, so I would love to gain access to the presentation if it's possible. Then I would love to join your community, like like a follow-up after this conversation, if it's possible.
Okay.
Also. All right.
All right. So I just put my LinkedIn on the chat box. So if you're on LinkedIn, feel free to connect with me. I'm also going to put my Facebook profile. Please feel free to connect. Let's have conversations. I'm actually setting up a structured mentorship community for those that want to connect with me personally and to join my mentorship community, where I'll be teaching several things, distributing several resources that I've developed over the years to young people that are coming up, especially for those that are trying to find their foot in the world of work, or even in terms of starting a business. There's a lot I have put together that I have to pour out. So feel free to follow me. Once all of these structured communities are up, you should be able to find them in across my social media pages. So that's my LinkedIn and my Facebook page. I'll be glad to connect with you all and to take other conversations up from there.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Do we have any other questions? It's already way beyond time. If there's no other question, I just want to say thank you so much for having me to meet up and all the other organizing members of the team. It's been a pleasure, and I look forward to more of this. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. God bless you, sir.
Thank you very much.
We really appreciate you. Appreciate you for the time. God bless you, sir.